Hi, welcome back again. Third session of the Power BI. Let's resume the Power BI session. In the previous session, we understand that how we add the first visualization graph stack bar chart, importing the data, and I have added two data here: the degree programs in a y-axis and father income in a x-axis. Remember that when you drop any numeric value, it will always show in a form of the aggregate function. For example, in the form of the sum, average, minimum, maximum. You need to just click here, the arrow key, and after that, you can change the type of the value. For example, make it change in the average form, income in the average, minimum, maximum, count, distant, standard deviation, variance, medium as well. Okay. Now, in this session, we focus on individually graph formats. When you click on the format your visual, okay, with respect to the graph which you are using, it will allowing you to change the axis, colors and formats. The first option, y-axis, you need to click on it. It will on from here. You need to off as well. When I just off, you can see that there is no y-axis information. Okay, from this you can change the font family and change the size as well. Okay, not only this thing, you can bold, italic and underline the format as well. Other change the color. I need to change this color into blue. Good one. Maximum width. What is the width required to show this? Okay, it's all about you. So you need to just make it smaller to understand. Okay, switch axis position. If you want to switch the axis position, you need to on it. You can see that it's switched now. Otherwise, make it off. Concatenate label. If you want to concatenate the label which means joining the label, you can do it. Otherwise, make it off as well. Okay, there is no changing. Title. If you want to change the title, there is a auto title are there. You may write anything. For example, I just write here dummy title. Okay, it's all about your data. Remember that. Show only title. Okay, and then just make it bold. Okay, italic and change the color. There's you can see that the dummy title is just over there where my mouse present. Okay, and after that, change the color. Look at this. Similarly, the layout are there. Minimum category height is 20 pixel. So you need to change it. Okay, it's all about your visualization, which type of the visualization you need to change it, the layout, otherwise make it right. Remember that if you make changing anything and if you want to reset to default, just need to click on it. All the option which you have added there, it will become to a default position, which means initial position. As the same option are applicable for the y-axis, there is a x-axis. You need to just apply the same option which I just made you understand about the y-axis. You can apply for the x-axis as well. So there is a range, minimum and maximum values you can apply there. Okay. Otherwise, you make to write a conditional formatting. We will understand what is a conditional formatting. Just make your hand dirty with respect to the practice. Apply it and apply it. When you apply, you will familiar about that how many options are there. Okay, so there is a range of the minimum and maximum. So I just click from auto to 1. You can observe that when I just decrease this size, okay, it will just decreasing the size. Similarly, the minimum one is, for example, the 1, and the maximum I'm just going to increase. You can see that the color, the range is going to increase. Okay, so this is not a good practice, by the way. It's all about the requirement, which is a requirement of the data graph. When you import this data, it will just make by default the range with respect to the value. Okay, so I just need to make it not 4 here. Okay, this is a default one, and you can see that when I just make it back to the report, it will show me this thing. So I just make it changing here with respect to the type. That's why it's going to change. So I need to just click here, Control Z to back. Okay, Control Z to back, Control Z multiple time to back the category. What you ever changes on it, it will just give you. Okay, otherwise you need to go there and just changes into a 0 and 0 as well here. Right, so it will just convert it into a same format which you have applied here. Otherwise, the best alternative thing is that just click and delete this 0. Delete this 0, it will become auto, which means that your Power BI auto extend to understand that how to break down the y-axis value with respect to the range, and it is a range now. Okay. Similarly, the invert range is available here. When you click on it will invert it, which means that the larger value on the left hand side, the minimum values, a smaller value on the right hand side fix. It's all about the requirement. If there is no, just make it off with respect to the default option. Now the values are here, which means that how many values are placed with respect to the values. You can change the font size, color as well. So I'm just make it bold, italic, and after that change the color into the red one. Just click on the more color, and I just need this one. Click OK. Okay, you can see that the colors are going to change into a red one. Similarly, this one, all the axis of the y-axis is going to change. Okay, display unit, which type of the unit you need. For example, the unit is going to look in a form of K. I need none. Okay, which means the actual value is going to show. Otherwise, you need to convert into a million, thousand, billion, and trillions as well. It's all about your data. Okay, if there is a decimal point out there, you need to show at 1 decimal point, 2 decimal point, or nothing to be displayed. You need to just delete the 0 as well. It will convert it into auto, which means that Power BI understand by itself what is the right format of the data. It will display there. The title is also there with respect to the x-axis, and y-axis are also there. So you need to write here the same option. The legend attribute are there. It is on there, by the way, which I just applied there. The legend attribute are initially there. It is you need to just on it. If you on, you can just show in a multiple direction. For example, top center you can apply there. You can show this center left, whatever you want, wherever you want you can show it. Okay, that's the good alternative things. The text option are there in the legend. If you want to show another color, you will change the color. Look at this, all the colors are going to change, the text color only. Similarly, the title, name the title here. Look at this, the legend title is name. I just write here, there's no title. I just delete this one, or otherwise reset to default. Grid lines, click on the grid lines, make the color darker one to show up a grid line. You can see that this is a vertical grid line are available here. If you don't need this, just make it off. Okay, otherwise you can make it on. Transparency, dotted line. If you don't need a dotted line, you may change into a dashed. Custom one. Okay, custom, in which you need to write the number. More the number, more the thicker area of the dotted line will be. For example, make it this 0 into a 5. Look at this one, more thicker. If you make it 0, this 0, and this 0 as well, so it is a lighter, thicker. Okay, so it's all about the values. Make it in a customized manner. Otherwise, this is the right option of the solid or the dotted line. Make it off. I don't need this. Zoom slider, that's a very important thing. When you just on it, it will show the zoom slider. Look at this one. When I just make it this slider, move there, this graph is going to zoom. Okay, and similarly, if you just make it here, it will just default the size. In the zoom slider, you can slide label. Okay, label will be slide here. Look at this one. Okay, label is also going to slider. Or if you want to a slider tooltip, you can also make it on. The slider tooltip is also on. Look at this. All that slider tooltip is available there. And I just make it, just come here. The slider tool is just showing the value. You can observe that. Make it off. I don't need this one. The bar, that's a very important thing. The bar color, all or individually. Okay, which means that there are different number of the bars in a color. If I just want to change the color of Adam only, you need to click Adam first, and after that change the color. The Adam color is going to change into a black. Look at this one. If you want to apply into all, just click on all, and after that change the color whatever you want. So this all is not applicable on the color, is going to blur here. Disable. Why? Because you apply a different format of the color, so you need to individually change the color. Okay. The border is initially off. You need to click on, and after that change the color. And this is the transparency level, by the way. So it will show the border. Okay. So if you want to make a border more thicker, you need to write, for example, 10 pixel. And the transparency level, you can see that this is a border. This is the border of this color, this set. So let me just change the color. Look at this. This is the border. So individually, you need to select the column and after that apply. Okay. The comma, you need to apply all, and after that, you need to just apply it on. Okay. So you can see that every box under the column, and just make it 10 to show you in a better way. You can observe that 10 is not a right number, by the way. 4 will be the good. So it will show to the border one. If you don't need, just make it off. Similarly, the layout option are there with respect to the reverse order sort by the value. If you need this, just click on it. So it will just sort it by reverse order. Space between the categories. So if you want to increase the space or decrease the space, okay, it's all about your requirement. Space between series, okay, in the series there is a space, you can just increase. You can observe that there is a blank white area is going to added here, and the ribbons area is also there. Make it on the ribbons area. It will allow you in all data or individually. Okay, you can make a ribbon with respect to the color. So I just make the change of color, whatever the I want individually. Okay, this is also the same option. In the individual, you can make the border as well. Okay, similarly, that remember that when you choose one option, it will applicable on only one the border. Okay, if you want to make selection here all, it's all about the functionalities is enable. So otherwise, it not applicable. Okay, you need to just familiar about that which option you choose first, and after that the related option is enable on particular number of the columns or cell which you have choose. So that is the right format. You need to follow this. Okay, border for individually present, you need to on data label are there. You need to click and just click on. You can see that in the all option data is present because the all is selected. Otherwise you need to select individually and make changes on it. The position inside, outside, whatever the, otherwise you need to select all, and then change the position. You can observe that inside, base side, whatever. Overflow text, if there is any overflow text are available inside the box, so you can just allow its overflow, otherwise make it off. The title, make it on. You can see that I just enable the title in the box, so the value with a name is also present here. So if you don't need, just make it off. Otherwise you change the color and other stuff as well as like the same values are here. Okay, in the values some of the father income are present. You need to just change the income as well as text size and color as well. This is a column, by the way. The details is also there. You need to just make it on. That is a very fascinating thing. What is detail? For example, in the graph, you want to just make another attributes in a form of the more detail about the column. Okay, by the way, we have no enough data here which will be used as a detail. But for example, if I just drop the roll number in a detail, if I just, you can see that the sum of the roll number is also showing individually in a graph. Look at it, there's a cancel. This is just a attribute here, which means that actually the father income in the cell I want in a detail column roll number, and I just drop it. This is the detail, which means that is a roll number. This is a roll number, more detail in a form of the graph. If you need, you may drop there, and you can change the color, whatever the attributes you want, you can do it. Background, if you want to add a background, just make it on. Okay, the background of this column will be showing here. The transparency level, the color, whatever you want, you can show it. Layout here, the single line, multi-line layout. If you want to show this, the layout of this data in the form of the single line, by the way, first make it multi-line. Okay, make it multi-line, and after that the alignment. Okay, you can change the alignment. Total labels are off here. You can just make it on. There is a label, by the way, with respect to the color. I'm just writing a white color. You can see that this is a label color of the income is also showing. And after that, you can just display the unit, change the unit and decimal point as we did before. And this is the background of this particular option. Remember that this is a nested thing. You can observe that this is a nested thing. One option, there is another option on it. So it's only applicable on this particular area. Okay. So I'm just change this one, data tables. And the last one is plot area background. So this is a plot area background. And if you want to set any number of the image over there in a form of the plot area background, you need to choose. And after that, you can apply on the image. So I just add a one image here. I need to just click on this add file. And after that, whatever the image you want, you can select here. And when I just select, look at this, the image is just showing behind. Okay. Now the option is very important here. Fit image. Make it fit here. When I just click on, it will fit on the complete area. Also, the third one is a fill. It will just fill around the complete region of the graph. So this is all about when you click on the reset to default, all the things are going to fix on the default only for the plot area background. Otherwise, you need to click individually to make it fix to default. I'm just changing this one all option. Reset to default, reset to default. Similarly, reset to default, reset to default. everywhere is it set to default option is present. You need to disable this all option and try yourself. So the legend, the grid line, the zoom slider, the bar, all thing I have explained you. Okay, you need to do the same practice on your machine to understand how many visual options are there with respect to graph. Remember that almost 80 to 70% option are same in a form of the visual option in the graphs. So that's why I just expend much time in this video to understand that. Okay, in the next session we will understand about the journal, and there's add further analysis you for your visual. We will understand that. Okay, I'm hopeful, pretty sure about that you will familiar about that what are the format option in a visualization to make your graph more colorful, more accurate for the understanding for the reader, analyst and the researcher. If there is any query, feel free to write the comment. I will let you know about that, the issues, the solution of the issue. Okay, don't worry about that. In the coming days, in the coming days, we will understand a lot of the other things related to the professional and real life examples. Stay in touch to subscribe the channel. See you in the next session.